Welcome back to Get Well Acadiana with Dr. Kevin. Thank you so much for joining me on the show today. If you're a regular listener to the show, I really appreciate all of you tuning in every week to learn the latest advances in natural health care. And if you're tuning in for the first time today, welcome to the show. I appreciate you tuning in as well. This is the show designed to do more than just be something interesting to listen to. The purpose of this show is to give you the information necessary to change your health and to change your future without drugs or surgery whatsoever. We talk about all natural solutions to today's most complicated health problems. And the other thing that this show is designed to do is to encourage you to take action on that knowledge. You know, knowledge without action is going to do nothing to improve your health. You have to take action steps in order to find yourself in a healthier place over the next 5, 10, or 15 years. So my other goal, not just to give you knowledge, but it's also to encourage you to take action on that knowledge and do things to make yourself a healthier person. You know, this is my 22nd year in private practice this year. I've been on a 22-year quest to solve some of today's worst health problems in the very best, most natural way possible. I'm here with my co-host, Brandon Como. Brandon, how are you doing this morning?
Hey, Doc, I'm doing well. Very much looking forward to today's show.
Oh, I'm excited. We're going to switch gears a little bit on the show today, and each year we book a certain number of companies to participate in our company health program. And so I wanted to discuss that with all of you out there listening that are either a local small business owner or if you are a small business owner, by the way, thank you. You're the backbone of America. Or maybe you're a manager or supervisor or some kind of area director. If you have employees that work for you, I wanted to talk to you today about a company wellness program. You know, one of the things I do is I'm a corporate wellness advisor, which means that I specialize in going in companies and figuring out ways to give that company healthier, safer, more productive employees. And, you know, in today's business environment, every bit of productivity you can improve in your business is something that is such a great thing to do. So we're now planning our company wellness programming for the year. And you don't realize how much having employees that are sick and don't feel well and are ran down all the time, you don't realize how much less productive that causes your employees to be and how much that loss of productivity costs your company's profit margins. If you have 20 employees and half of them are a little less productive because they don't feel good, that can add up to thousands and thousands of dollars every year that you're losing by just not implementing an effective company program like mine. So smart companies are looking for ways to increase their productivity and decrease their healthcare costs. And having me as your company wellness advisor can do both. And the best part about it is it's zero cost to your company. We don't charge anything to come in and do these company wellness programs. But my corporate wellness program is designed to be different than really any other thing out there. It's designed to improve employee energy and productivity and decrease sick days and injuries. And a lot of these corporate wellness programs don't do that. You know, you might be thinking, well, we have a corporate wellness program. You know, Blue Cross comes in every year and does one. This is not that. This will actually help your company function better. It will help your profit margin. And those many times just don't quite do that. They don't quite fulfill the need that you really have with your employees.
So let me ask you, since you brought it up, what would you say, and I know you're going to talk more about it, but what would you say is the biggest difference between your corporate wellness program than what you just gave the example of with the Blue Cross Blue Shield?
Well, most of these insurance-based programs, and I kind of hate to say it this way, guys, but a lot of these, it's basically let's come in, let's check everybody's blood pressure and blood sugar, and let's get them on medicine early, and we'll call it a year. Mm-hmm. You know, there's really not a lot else to it. Most of these insurance-based programs really do very little to help your employees feel better when they come to work and have less sick days and manage their stress and deal with the reasons why they're less productive. And we get right to the point with them. We go in with each employee and with your staff, and we figure out what the problems are. You know, we can adjust their computer desk, and we can do an ergonomics evaluation of their workspace and work on adjusting their chair a little bit or their desk. And, you know, we really get involved in each employee in kind of addressing some of these things. And we also address the underlying reasons that your employees aren't as productive as they could be. And so here's the big secret to this. 80% of your company's health problems and productivity loss can be traced back, if you really look at it, to 3 underlying factors that my program uniquely addresses. And most insurance-based programs don't address these 3 underlying factors and that are causing 80% of your employee problems in the way of not feeling good or sick days or injuries or just not being as productive as they could be. There's really 3 secrets to 80% of those type of things. And by the way, guys, your employees will thank you for this. They'll love when I go into these companies, the employees love these kind of programs to help them sleep better and feel better and to manage their stress and to lose some weight and all of it in a natural way. So let me go ahead and cut to break. And then right after this next break, I'm going to talk to you about these 3 underlying factors that my program uniquely addresses for companies right here in the Acadiana area. And by the way, I've been in some of Acadiana's smartest companies. I've been in Exxon, Energy, Cameron Valve, Halliburton, Infinity Valve, the Lafayette Police Department, the Broussard Police Department, Broussard Middle School, Stone Energy. I mean, I've done these in a lot of local companies. But you know, you don't have to be one of these huge companies to participate in this. I don't care if you have 5 employees or 500. These very simple 3 solutions can help your company be healthier in 2019. And so I've been doing these programs in some of Acadiana's smartest companies, and they've seen an immediate impact in staff productivity and energy, and the employees are happier and healthier and they feel better. And it's also even a great team building exercise at the same time. So, you know, don't feel like, oh, my company's too small. I can't have that come in. If you have 5 employees, we can do you some good. So I'm going to get into all that today. Stay tuned right after this short break. Welcome back to Get Well Acadiana with Dr. Kevin. Thank you so much for joining me on the show today. We're discussing company wellness today. And before break, I was saying that some of Acadiana's smartest companies are implementing corporate wellness programs so that their employees will be healthier and happier and have more energy and be more productive. And, you know, this is happening all over America. Brandon, I was reading the other day that Microsoft, they spent, I forget the exact figure, but it was thousands of dollars to actually move their parking lot farther away from the building so their employees would have to walk further in order to get to work. You know, big companies like Apple and Microsoft and, you know, some of these largest companies are spending thousands and thousands of dollars on these corporate wellness programs to try to help their employees feel better and to have more energy and to be more productive. Well, you don't have to spend thousands of dollars, and you can get programs that are very similar to some of these best company wellness programs in America.
Well, and I'll say in contrast to that, I think some of the things that you're offering are going to make employees happier as opposed to making them park farther out, which is only going to make them more upset.
Exactly. Yeah, so, you know, companies are looking to do something different to try to stop the healthcare cost. You know, healthcare costs are skyrocketing. This can help that. Employees are calling in sick more and more often. My program will kind of help address that. So, like I said, you know, I was the wellness advisor for some of Acadiana's biggest companies, Exxon, Energy, and Cameron Valve. But I was the wellness advisor for the Lafayette Police Department and the Broussard Police Department. I've been in a lot of the schools and done these for teachers. But I'm making myself available in 2019 to come into your company as well if you want. And it's zero cost to your company. That's what's so great. You don't have to spend $1. And some of the companies that we go in have different issues than others. And so the neat thing about this is we tailor this to your individual company needs. So what I mean by that is if you have a bunch of employees that sit all day, they're going to have a different set of problems than if you have a mechanic shop and you have guys working on cars all day. And so if you have employees that sit all day, we can come into your company and do a little program as a lunch and learn called Stay Fit While You Sit, where we work on desk ergonomics and chair ergonomics and the best way to adjust your computer desk and ways to stretch out your body to avoid injuries. Or if you have people that stand all the time, maybe you have a sales staff and they're always on their feet. You know how damaging that can be. We can do an ergonomics evaluation and talk to them about foot and knee problems and how they affect their body and how that affects their body in ways to prevent that. And we have one called Stand All Day, Feet Feel Great, where we can show them, what do you do if you stand all day? How do you take better care of your knees and your feet? There's nothing else like this in the Acadiana area. These insurance-based wellness programs don't do these kind of things. So there's nothing else like this in Acadiana. But first, let me tell you the 3 underlying factors that adds up to about 80% of companies' health problems and productivity loss. So these 3 underlying factors, if we can address these problems, will handle almost 80% of your employee health problems and productivity loss. And secret number 1 is unmanaged stress. Now, guys, I'm not going to spend too much time on this because I talk about this all the time on the show, but stress is a huge problem. And then number 2 is having overweight employees and all of the health and productivity issues that come with that. And then secret number 3 is repetitive motion disorders, meaning doing the same thing over and over again. For example, grocery checkers or people that type or they swing a hammer or they turn a screwdriver, repetitive motion disorders. Now, the good news is all 3 of these issues can be addressed to reduce your healthcare costs, have less sick days, and dramatically improve productivity. And that's what makes my program a great addition to your regular insurance-based wellness program. Your standard insurance-based program doesn't address these 3 critically important factors. So allow me to go into each one of these 3 company vulnerabilities and offer my unique solutions to each one of them. Because my company wellness program revolves around solving these 3 main problems for local companies and then also addressing any individual unique concerns that company has. But almost all companies deal with these 3 things, and then we tailor any other little small things that company needs for them as an individual. And if you have employees, you don't realize how much that their unmanaged stress is affecting your company and your bottom line and your profit margins. Now, many people are told to reduce stress by their doctor, but that's not really possible. Life is just stressful. That's not going to change. And stress primarily affects our adrenal system. Your adrenal glands are the glands of fight or flight response. And when a person goes into fight or flight response, the first thing that happens is their blood pressure goes up. Because I need a lot of blood pressure, my body thinks I'm going to fight or I'm going to run. And I need a lot of blood pressure to do that. Now we have an employee that has blood pressure problems and all the heart issues that go with that, the heart attacks, the strokes, all of the heart problems that go with that. And we can fix that by helping the employee manage their adrenal system in a healthier way. So the second thing that happens is my body moves the blood from my digestive system and puts it in my arms and legs because it thinks I'm going to fight or run from this stress, from this fight or flight response. Now you have an employee that also has digestive problems that come along with stress. And guess what? Digestive problems are now one of the top reasons your employees miss work and call in sick. If we can handle their digestive problems, we can stop a big percentage of your sick days and your missed work and your loss of productivity. But it's one of the very top things. Now, the third thing that happens is your sleep hormones aren't produced correctly. So now you have employees that don't sleep very well, and they come to work tired and ran down. And imagine what that does to your productivity. And then the fourth thing is their body produces excess cortisol under stress. And cortisol signals weight gain. And then the employee has all of the problems that come with weight issues like diabetes and cancers and all those things. Now get this, 70 to 80% of all sick days are stress related. If I could just fix this one problem, and we hadn't even talked about the other two yet, if I just fix this one problem for your company, that might be 70 to 80% of sick days right there. People under stress are also 4 to 5 times more likely to have a heart attack, and 50% of all illness is caused by something stress-related. And listen to this, 9 out of 10 of your employees will test positive for stress-related problems. And how do we test for that? Well, there's a real simple non-invasive test called Ragland's test, where we simply take their blood pressure sitting and then standing. And if their stress glands are normal, if they don't have this stress issue, their blood pressure will go up 5 points when they stand up. A healthy person's body's blood pressure will go up 5 points when they stand up. That's so the blood stays in my brain. My adrenal glands should be fast enough to raise my blood pressure 5 points when I stand up. If their blood pressure does not go up 5 points, or it stays the same or goes down, that employee very likely has adrenal burnout, meaning their stress glands have been so overworked for so long, they can't even deal with them standing up out of a chair. And this dramatically affects their health. These employees will probably also have high blood pressure, heart problems, digestive problems, sleep problems. They're going to come to work tired. They're going to be more likely to get injured. They're going to have low productivity. And they're probably going to also be struggling with weight problems, which we're going to get into. But that doesn't sound like a very productive employee right there. And I'm sure you guys would agree with that. Now, the way that we tell this is going on is we come right into your company and we can do a sitting, standing blood pressure for those that want to. And we can pick out these adrenal problems and offer them an all-natural adrenal support that will help rebuild their stress glands of the body. The blood pressure will get better. The stomach gets better. The employees start sleeping all night. Now they can lose some weight and feel better. So you can't stop the stress from occurring, but we can stop the physiological damage that happens in the body from not being able to deal with that stress. And that equates to a healthier, more productive, happier employee. And your employees will be so thankful that you cared enough about them to bring in an expert to try to make them feel better. And so this is something that employees love to see in their companies. And sometimes I have owners go, well, I don't know what they would think about that. Employees love this stuff. So we've seen entire companies' morale change after doing these corporate wellness events because we make it fun and entertaining. And we can come right into your company and we can do these corporate wellness programs. And all of that equals more productive employees, which means a healthier bottom line profit margin for your company when it's all said and done. So if you have 20 employees in your company and I can just make each one of them 20% more productive, that's 400% more productivity that I just got out of your company by helping your employees be more productive and feel better at zero cost. That's a great return on investment. We love doing this corporate wellness service for our local Acadiana companies. And, we want to support our local Acadiana area to thrive. And this is our little way of doing that. So when we get back from this next break, I'm going to talk to you about the second area that we address in our company wellness program, which, if you remember, number 1 was stress, number 2 was weight, and number 3 was repetitive motion disorders. So we're going to go over number 2 when we get back, but we are now booking our corporate wellness events for 2019. If you want to talk to me about doing a company event in your business, you can call me directly at 837-7174. Leave your name right there on the machine, and I will personally call you back Monday when I get into the office. And if you have a company, if you're a small business owner or you manage employees and you want to talk to me about coming into your business to do a little wellness workshop or a little lunch and learn, any of those type of things, I don't care if you only have 5 employees or if you have 500. I've been in very small businesses and I've been the wellness advisor for some of Acadiana's largest companies as well. So we've even gone into some really large companies and done plant-wide ergonomics evaluations for the entire plant, where I walked through the entire plant and wrote down reports on my ideas of danger areas ergonomically that they had to try to improve their safety record. So there's a lot of different things we can do depending on your individual company's need. My office number is 837-7174. Just leave your information right there on the machine, and I will personally call you back Monday when I get back to work. And if you're an employee and you'd like me to talk to your boss about it, I'd be willing to do that as well. Go talk to your boss about it and have him give me a call. It's 837-7174. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Get Well Acadiana with Dr. Kevin. We're discussing corporate wellness on the show today, and that means that we're offering our services to our great companies in Acadiana to try to help them have more productive, happier, healthier employees with less injuries, less sick days. And the way that we do that is that we go into these companies and we have workshops and training sessions on things that your employees can do to feel better and to have more energy and to reduce stress and to sleep better and even to avoid injuries. Now, we usually do these as lunch and learns so that it doesn't affect your company's productivity at all. We don't have to do them that way, but most of the time we do. In other words, we'll have them over like maybe 12 to 1, where we go in and we get the whole company together and we teach them little hints and tips they can do to try to feel better and to sleep better and to have more energy. Now, the other thing that we do sometimes is, let's say you have 20 desk workers in the front and then you have a shop in the back where you have 20, say, mechanics or something like that. We can do 2. We can do a separate one for your office workers, and because they're going to have separate issues, and then we can do a separate one for your guys that have physical jobs in the back. So we really tailor this to your individual company's needs. And we have everybody meet up for an hour. We have a fun little workshop on ways they can be healthier. And I like to tailor this for your individual areas of concern for your company. And so if most of your employees sit all day, which, by the way, guys, sitting is the new smoking. I know you guys have heard that. Sitting all day is terrible for us. And we have a program called Stay Fit While You Sit, where we talk about desk ergonomics and adjusting your computer height. We talk about how to adjust your office chair and ways to reduce stress of the shoulders and the neck and to have more energy and sleep better. And if you have a company where people stand, as for example, like salesmen, we can teach them how to take care of their knees and feet. We have a workshop called Stand All Day, Feet Feel Great. If it's a mechanic shop where they use their hands and shoulders, we might teach them how to take care of that. So we tailor this for your individual employees' needs, and we do all of that for no cost to the company, 0 cost to our local Acadiana companies. And if you want to talk to me about coming into your company and doing these workshops, just call my office at 837-7174 and leave me a message, and I will call you back whenever I get back into the office. Obviously, it's Saturday. I'm not at work today, but the number was 837-7174, and I'll give you a call back and talk about, what's going on with your company and what we can do to to maybe benefit that in some way. Now, before the break, we were discussing that most corporate wellness programs don't address these three critically important factors that companies deal with their employees. And those three things were, number one, unmanaged stress. We have a simple test we can do called Ragland's test. It's non-invasive, sitting, standing blood pressure. And if your employee's blood pressure does not go up 5 points, we can offer them an all-natural supplement to rebuild their stress glands, and they will sleep better and digest their food better and lower their blood pressure and have more energy and even be able to lose some weight. And so that's a very important thing to do. Now, number two on the list was having overweight employees. And then number three was repetitive motion disorders. And so we discussed stress in the previous segment. And let's talk about number two, which is having overweight employees. And I know this is a touchy issue, guys, but smart companies are now starting to realize the hidden costs of having overweight employees. The National Business Group estimated that overweight employees cost companies an extra $8 billion a year in insurance costs and sick leave and disability claims. Just the average medical costs is over $1,200 per year for each overweight employee. And so if you have 20 employees, that's over $20,000 coming off of your bottom line. Having overweight employees is a profit killer. And I know that's a touchy subject, and I know you have to be, very sensitive with this kind of thing. But it's just the facts. That's what the research shows. And I'm a nationally certified weight loss coach. My program addresses the underlying reasons that your employees are overweight. And, Brandon, we just talked about weight loss last week on the show. Mm-hmm. And so we can go in and do these for a whole company. We can give them a simple, workable weight loss program and help coach them through it. And we have the most unique weight loss program in the area. And guys, listen, we obviously don't walk up to somebody's desk and go, hey, you need to come with me. You're overweight. We don't embarrass anybody. We don't even point anybody out or single anybody out. We simply say, as an entire company, we'd simply say, we're now offering, since your company cares so much about you, we're now implementing or offering a company wellness program free for you to participate in if you so choose. And if you're interested, this is how you contact us. We don't even single anyone out. We just give them the number to contact or the way to contact us for the company wellness program, and we let them come to us. It's all confidential. And we find that up to 80% of your overweight employees are looking for a solution and would love it if you would provide them a free corporate weight loss program to try to help them. And we let them volunteer to come take advantage of the program in private. And so no one gets upset. No one gets embarrassed. We don't point anybody out. We're very, very sensitive with that. We let them volunteer. But what you're going to see is immediate increase in productivity, decrease in injuries and workers' comp claims, and a happier workforce. And then number three on the list, guys, is a biggie in Acadiana, and that is repetitive motion disorders and physical body complaints. Damage to the body, physical damage. Now, we find that most body complaints come from the area of the body that particular job places the highest level of stress on. For example, bricklayers, it's the upper back and shoulders. Mechanics, it's the wrist and hands. Data entry, desk and computer job, it's the neck and shoulders. I promise you guys, if you have a company and you have people that type and work on the computer all day, you go survey them and ask them how many of them are having neck and shoulder pain. You would be blown away by the numbers of your employees that are kind of cringing and moving their neck and moving their shoulders and having to get up and walk around because they're suffering. Suffering slows your productivity. It hurts morale. It slows progress, and it affects your company. Now, the key to reducing your workers' comp claims is to handle these problems before they become a work injury. If you're a business owner out there, I want you to know I do not like work comp claims. I don't really deal with workers' comp claims. That's not what this is about. This is about trying to stop them before they happen, because the average workers' comp claim can cost your company $5,000 to $20,000 based on these work injuries and these work problems. And so we're trying to avoid work injuries, not have more of them. And I'm going to get into that a little bit more right after this next break. But if you want to talk to me about ways you can help your company be more productive and implement one of these company wellness workshops or whatever it is, call my office at 837-7174. Just real quick, leave your name and number on the machine. I'll give you a buzz back Monday, and we'll sit down and we'll talk about what's going on in your company, how many employees you have, and I'll give you some of my ideas on what I think we could do to benefit your company's productivity and have employees that feel better and sleep all night and come to work full of energy. Imagine if all your employees came to work full of energy. What do you think that would do to your productivity and your profit margin? And we do it all for zero cost. The number is 837-7174. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Get Well Acadiana with Dr. Kevin. We are discussing corporate wellness and ways that we can help our great local Acadiana companies have better employees, have happier, healthier, more energetic employees, which equates to a better profit margin, more productivity, less workers' comp claims, and just an overall healthier Acadiana company, which is something that we all strive for. Now, before the break, we were talking about repetitive motion disorders. 60% of all on-the-job injuries are caused by repetitive motion disorders, doing the same action over and over again. And the average workers' comp claim for that can cost you $5,000 to $20,000. And by the way, surgery is not the answer. A recent study by the Cincinnati College of Medicine reviewed records of 1,450 patients. And get this, they found that just 26% of the employees that had surgery returned to work. That's compared to 67% of the patients who did not have surgery were able to return to work. And we have a program that's non-surgical treatment of repetitive motion injuries that is second to none. There's nothing else like this in Acadiana. And so I've been working with companies for 22 years now, and I can come into your company and show you how to make simple improvements to reduce these repetitive motion injuries and workers' comp claims and increase productivity at zero cost to your company. Now, a lot of the jobs that we have here in Acadiana deal with repetitive movements, repetitive motions. Welders, desk workers that type, grocery checkers, bricklayers, construction workers that swing a hammer. All of these jobs have repetitive motion. And here's the big secret of how we help that. As part of our wellness program, we can train your employees on a 5-minute stretching program to be done at the beginning of their shift. And these stretches are particular to the area of the body that their job stresses the most. For example, someone that types would do a 5-minute finger, hand, and wrist stretch before they start their shift. These 5-minute stretches will loosen up the soft tissue and the musculature surrounding the area that's under the highest force during that repetitive motion activity for that particular employee. Now watch this. According to the Department of Labor, these targeted stretching programs have been shown to reduce these on-the-job injuries by over 70%. So imagine if you have a company that has lots of people sitting at a desk typing, and I come in and I show them a proper way to adjust their desk and their computer and give them a little 5-minute stretching program for their wrist, hands, and shoulders and neck. And it has been shown to improve their productivity over 40% and decrease their job injuries by 70% at zero cost to your company. And so if you have a company that you have people that stand, I can come in and show them how to take proper care of their knees and feet. I can show them a 5-minute stretch for their hamstrings and their lower back, and their productivity goes up and their injury goes down. And we're doing all of this to try to help our local Acadiana companies function better and be more profitable and have less workers' compensation claims. Now, we've been able to solve almost 80% of corporate health problems with these 3 secrets, these 3 most common problems. Number 1 was managing stress and the blood pressure and heart problems and digestive problems and sleep problems that come with that. Number 2 was helping them lose weight in an all-natural, doctor-supervised way that is non-embarrassing. We don't point anybody out. We offer it and they come to us. And then number 3 was handling on-the-job injuries in a way that's unlike anything that you've ever seen before in your company. Now, if you're not comfortable with any of that, you can pick and choose. If you don't want to implement the weight loss program, but you want me to come in and do a repetitive motion portion of it, I can do that too. We don't have to, it's not all or none. If all you're interested in is having me come in and do the repetitive motion workshops to do the stretches, we can do that. If all you're interested in is me doing the stress management program, we can do that. So, I'm willing to work with your company to try to help whatever area is the weakest and what's affecting your production and affecting your employees. Because the whole reason we do this is to try to have our local employees feel better and have more energy and feel like coming to work and being productive. And then when they get off of work, feel like doing, having energy to do more things at home. I see so many people that by the time they get off work, they're completely shot. Like they just don't have energy to do anything else. And it's not supposed to be that way. If you want to talk to me about implementing this in your company, I would love to work with you. And like I said before, I don't care if you have 5 employees or 500. And honestly, I especially like working with smaller companies that have 5, 10, or 20 employees because they can't afford these massive wellness programs like Apple and Microsoft use. These are the companies that really need to watch their bottom line. They need all the help they can get. And I love working with our small business owners in order to do that. This is where we can make the most difference, is these smaller companies with 10 or 15 employees that are doing everything they can to just get by and to make payroll. I know all about that. I've been a local business owner as well. I know what you go through, and anything that I can do to try to help you, have a more productive, more effective workforce, I'd be willing to do that. The number's 837-7174. Just leave your name on my machine right there at the office. It's Saturday. I'm not at work today, but when I get back on Monday, I will personally call you and see how we can tailor a program for your individual company's needs. The number's 837-7174. Let's get Acadiana's companies more productive and healthier in 2019. If you manage folks, if you have employees, let's get them full of energy, sleeping better, and ready to make your business successful in 2019. The number was 837-7174. Thank you all. We'll talk next week.